So the past day has been insane with LEGO news, and there were some huge leaks that dropped from Brickmerge and LEGO Minecraft Goat, both of which are reliable sources. You see, apparently we're getting a LEGO PlayStation set in December 2026. This will be a PlayStation console and controller. It will be an 18 plus set with 1,911 pieces and will retail for $160. And yes, this is a PlayStation 1. I wonder which design of PlayStation 1 they'll do. I guess they'll do like the OG design. I grew up with the PS1 design. I love big buildable consoles. I mean, the NES set, the Game Boy set was my favorite set of last year. And then I remembered in Horizon Adventures, the LEGO game, they actually had outfits of a Sackboy, of Ratchet, and then of Rivet. Okay, Rivet is my favorite out of those three. I love this girl right here. I hope we get a LEGO Rivet. That will never happen. But I have to admit, none of these were on PlayStation 1, so I don't feel like they'll include any of them in that regard. We'll have to wait and see. The iconic games of PlayStation 1, I feel like, are all licensed games that aren't exactly owned by Sony. And yeah, apparently this won't include a TV, so it's more like the Atari than the NES set. We have our first LEGO Avengers Doomsday set named. This is set 76352. Avengers Tower, and it releases October 1st, 2026, and it will retail for $110 for 954 pieces. So we know this is an Avengers Doomsday set because it was previously rumored by like Jedi Jack Penguin and other reliable sources that 76352 is an Avengers Doomsday set. An October 1st release is also a clue to that. I mean, I'm amazed they're not calling it like the Watchtower or anything, because wasn't that like the name changed with Thunderbolts? But yeah, I wonder if it will be, Thunderbolts themed. I don't know what happens in Doomsday, so we'll have to wait and see. Last time we got a play scale one was, 2020 for the Avengers Tower? I liked that one a lot. It was fun. It was comic-based, not movie-based. It's kind of funny that this year we got a Daily Bugle and an Avengers Tower set that isn't a modular. Those were those big modular 18+ sets. Well, they have the new Spider-Man modular system, but you get the point there, which I'm sure this will be in that scales that you could connect it to those. We now know 76345 is going to be a Doctor Doom bust, which will be $50, releasing April 1st, 2026, with 379 pieces. This is interesting because the Iron Spider-Man bust had the same exact piece count, 379, but was $60, and that was the same price as the Iron Man Mark IV bust. So hey, I'm glad LEGO adjusted their prices in that regard, making this $10 cheaper. And seeing how those two had a minifigure, this will definitely be the first new Doctor Doom minifigure we're getting, which is so welcome. I know we'll get a lot more when the Doomsday line releases later this year, but we haven't gotten a Doctor Doom minifigure since 2013's Daily Bugle. According to Brickmerge, there's going to be a Donkey Kong arcade machine, which was that Mystery Mario set 72051. It'll have 1,367 pieces and release August 1st, 2026. Yes, thank you. I love the Donkey Kong arcade game. I grew up with that game where I think I first got it on the classic NES series for GBA, and then I got it for like Wii Virtual Console the day the Wii came out. And I remember one Christmas, I think in my teens, my mom got me a tabletop Donkey Kong arcade machine, like the old Coleco one. I love how that looks. So I'm really hoping this is another tabletop arcade Donkey Kong machine. It'll kind of be recreating my childhood in another way in that regard. Please, LEGO. But we do have a problem, which is the sizing compared to the Pac-Man set from 2023. The Pac-Man set is $100 more than this. It was $270. It had 2,651 pieces, so maybe this won't be a tabletop in that scale. Maybe this will just be like a stand-up arcade. We'll have to wait and see. Brickmerge has also given us the August Pokemon 18+ sets. So there will be Munchlax, which is $70 for 757 pieces. Arcanine, which is $100 for 1,190 pieces, and Rayquaza, which is $130 for 1,083 pieces. Interesting selection of Pokemon there. We start out with the classics for 18+, and sure, Arcanine is a classic, but I feel like Arcanine isn't the most iconic Pokemon out there. But I have zero complaints there. These could all lend to some very awesome builds. The only Pokemon set that I think looks bad is the Pikachu one. Other than that, the problem with the biggest 18+ set is the price. All of those are great builds in my opinion. Munchlax is a really fun choice. Arcanine's a really fun choice, but my favorite out of these three is Rayquaza. I'm not even somebody who grew up with Gen 3. I only grew up, with Fire Red and Leaf Green of Gen 3. I could not wait to see how they build Rayquaza. The only thing I don't like there is that's $130 for 1,083 pieces, which is a worse price per piece ratio than Arcanine, which has almost 100 more pieces and is $30 cheaper. So they must have like a new piece or something in there to really justify that price, but we'll have to wait and see. Apparently editions, which we've seen with vehicle sets recently, and we've seen with sports sets, we also have music editions coming, and that will be 4 sets, 43028 to 43031. Brick Merch specifically says that set 43028 is an Olivia Rodrigo record, which, yeah, earlier, I think, or late last year, they said that Olivia Rodrigo sets might be coming, which is an interesting choice. I mean, she is very popular. I like some of her music. So this is going to be the first of those, I guess. So I hope we get a minifigure for her. She hasn't appeared in like Fortnite or anything like that yet. Her stuff can be pretty adult at some points, like her lyrics. So I'm kind of amazed, since LEGO's such a safeguarded company. Her records do have the parental advisory sticker on it. I hope this is a tile that we get. That would be like the best LEGO tile ever. Also, according to Brick Merge, there's a turntable with 670 pieces and a guitar, which is 1,228 pieces. So I wonder what set 43030 is going to be. I'm sure the turntable and guitar are going to be tied to a famous musician as well. Though I've heard some rumors that it's generic. We do know there's one more Olivia Rodrigo set. That was the initial rumor, so maybe that's the mystery set. Now, apparently in September, there's going to be a haunted house. This will be 18 plus with 1,420 pieces for $110. That last one, which I do own, was $300 with 3,231 pieces. So this is going to be drastically smaller, which is interesting because we did get the Haunted Mansion last summer, which was $90 for 736 pieces. So it's kind of close to these two being released. I don't know what the plan is here, but hey, I love spooky LEGO sets, so I'll probably end up loving this. Also, a set of the Hubble telescope. The only time we got that, I think, was with that Space Shuttle Discovery set from a couple years ago. And then a bookend of a bookstore. It's just going to be a generic one. That sounds awesome. I can't wait to see how that looks. I love the bookstore modular set. And that has a great price per piece ratio for a book nook. This one has 1,690 pieces for $130, and it releases in October. There's some new Jurassic Park D2C sets with a Jurassic Park Jeep, which will go for $200. It'll be 18 plus and have 1,924 pieces. Now, we've seen Jurassic Park Jeeps many times before, but to have a large scale one, it seems like we haven't seen before. I guess this will be like creator expert scale. But yeah, May 15th, 2026 release. And a Triceratops skeleton 18 plus set, which is 1,154 pieces for $100. Very interesting switch up from the T-Rex skeleton released last year. That set was $250 with 3,145 pieces. So this one being $100 with 1,154 pieces. I know Triceratops are smaller than T-Rex, but I hope this isn't compromised in terms of having this look okay in scale compared to the T-Rex when you display them side by side. I have the T-Rex all built, and it's one of my favorite display pieces, to be honest. Of course, we did previously get that Triceratops fossil set that was a lot smaller. LEGO Wednesday is back. There's going to be Wednesday's bag, which has 401 pieces for $40. These both have an October 2026 release. The other set being Nevermore Academy, which is 890 pieces for $70. That's actually way better price per piece ratio than that Morticia's Cottage set, which I did want, but I just couldn't justify the price. Like, this is something that looked like it was like $80, but it was like $110, which was ridiculous. I'm also interested that they're actually doing Nevermore Academy, because that's like the most famous location from the show. I mean, unless you say like Wednesday's room, which they did do in the first wave, to be fair. But the design of that has not been done in full scale in any of the other sets. Well, okay, obviously this won't be full scale, but you know, it's usually just a section with like Wednesday's room and stuff like that. And then there's going to be a new Star Wars set that's Hut and Droid, which is apparently Mandalorian based. So maybe that's Rhoda. And that'll be 415 pieces for $50. So maybe that's like a big buildable Rhoda. Who knows? That releases August 2026. And if you see Rhoda from The Mandalorian in Grogu, the design there, I'm really interested to see what scale they put here, because there's no way this is a minifigure scale set. I wish we'd get baby Rhoda again. I totally missed out on that back in like, what, 2008? So let me know what you think of all these rumors in the comments below. Which ones stick out to you as the most interesting? Subscribe here for more LEGO news and commentary, and I'll see you later. Peace out. Bye.